It's called The Story of the Unique Sheep, a mother and daughter-in-law duo. We welcome Dianne Lough to the studio. Did I say your last name right? Perfect. Okay, so how did you come up with this story? And we were just talking, all the animals in your book are actually real.
Yes, that's right. All of them on here are actual living, breathing.
Including the llamas, wow.
The llamas, the potbelly pig, who really does wear a pink cowboy hat and a pink bandana and has a pink swimming pool.
So this is all because of a book signing tomorrow. What time will you be at the gallery tomorrow?
10 o'clock tomorrow at the gallery beside Noe Office Supply on Green Street.
Now, how did you and your daughter-in-law come up with this story idea? And how did you come up with the illustration?
Well, I've been an artist all my life. I studied art here with Mrs. Decker, and I've just continued my entire life. And I visited my son and daughter-in-law at their farm in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
And the story just sort of wrote itself. But everything in the book is real, except for one little thing I think you'll be able to figure out. But every animal is real, the chickens, the little goats.
So this is a children's book. But there's also activities that you have here. How did these come about, and how did you come up with the idea of incorporating this for any kids out there and their parents or grandparents or whoever to enjoy?
Well, I've always felt that it was important for some of these crafts and knitting and all the fiber arts to continue to the younger generation.
Yes. I have to admit, I don't know how to crochet or any of that. Needlepoint is the only thing.
Oh, well,
so it's great that you're doing that.
We feel it was very important. My daughter-in-law has this yarn business called the Unique Sheep. And so this has been her logo forever. And we just wrote a story about how it got to be this beautiful colored little sheep. And she designed the patterns that are in the back of the book. There's a little toboggan here, and there's fingerless mitts, and there's scarves. And you can order kits to match, or you can use your own yarn to use those patterns to knit with. But I thought it would be a really nice, maybe grandmother, grandchild project for a weekend. It's something to do, something to learn about. And they learn all about how wool becomes roving, which is combed, and how it's done, and then how it's spun into yarn. So it becomes this.
Right.
And then it becomes clothing.
That's such a great process to really teach kids, and it's interactive. So let's talk about Elizabeth the sheep. How did she, I don't know, without giving her away, how did she get named, and how did she become so unique?
Well, she's unique because she was a pure white sheep that started looking around the farm, and there was color in everything. Color in the chickens and the goats and the bees that made the honey, and the llamas had beautiful coats, and of course the pig had its pretty pink hat. And she decided she looked at herself in the mirror, and she was wondering, well, why don't I have all these beautiful colors? So she saw Laura, actually, and this is true, Laura hand dyes the yarns in her knitting studio outside and then hangs them up in the air to dry. So here's Elizabeth, who dances under the dripping yarn.
That's fantastic. Now, where can people come one more time? What time and where?
To the gallery at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We hope the weather will permit this.
Yes.
If not, we may try to reschedule something near Easter or something like that.
Right.
But we'd love to see everyone come out, and I'd be glad to sign.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, George.
When we come back,